Hello, you're watching Sunrise. Next, we're going to speak to Vicky Beeching, who says her career and vocation were blocked by a stained glass ceiling. Vicky was a musician hailed as a household name in Christian music. That was until she came out and told the world she was gay, losing her career, livelihood, and essentially, Vicky, left to rebuild your life from scratch. You've written this book, Undivided, that is detailing your journey from the point at which you came out and the reaction from the church that you love so much.
Yeah, I have. It's been quite a labour of love. I can't quite believe it's done. But in the book, I tell the story of growing up in a very conservative part of the church in England, getting quite involved, beginning to write music for the church, which was then sung in the UK and the US. My livelihood and my job became tied up within that part of the church.
You're a huge recording star in that sphere.
My heart in it all was really just to serve the church and write songs for worship, but my livelihood hung on appearing straight, and I'd known since the age of 13 that I was gay. So the book just talks about that that massive amount of tension that existed, you know, from my teens, gave me a lot of mental health issues. It even brought me to the point of feeling suicidal because the church I grew up in told me, you can't be gay and Christian. And then as an adult, I'm working for that church. As you can imagine, it's a lot at risk, lots hanging in the balance.
I remember when you came out and the reaction, I have to say, in most sectors was overwhelmingly positive, saying how brave you were, you know, you have strong beliefs and you were being very open about this conflict between your beliefs and your sexuality.
Yes.
But after that, what happened? Because obviously there was this wave of encouragement going, good for you. But then how did the church react?
Well, there was a lot of positive encouragement from people who were pro-LGBT, but what a lot of people didn't see was all the hate mail, vitriol and death threats that I was getting personally from Christians, both in the Bible Belt in the US, the kind of really traditional states, and then also from people in the UK who just really think that same-sex marriage is sinful and abomination. So those views do still exist. I think often we think, oh, it's the 21st century, it's England, it's London, you know, why would it be a big deal to come out? But it really is, for certain sectors, still a problem, and the church is one of them.
Yeah, the church, in reaction to some of the interviews you've already been giving about your book, have said that it's essential to put on record the huge service and contribution LGBT people bring to the life of our church, and without it, we would be diminished. So publicly, the church saying one thing, but within the church and that community, you experienced something completely different.
I did, and yeah, that was in response to this Sunday Times piece that they ran yesterday, where I was just saying that because of the state of the Church of England at the moment, with the infighting about whether or not we'll ever allow same-sex marriage, and because of the disciplinary measures against gay clergy who kind of go outside the lines, I don't feel like the church is a safe place for me to go forward for priesthood. And that had been something that I'd sensed really from childhood that I would love to do, but it doesn't feel safe for me.
And the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, encouraged you to become a priest, and you started on that journey, but you've given it up because of the battle you would face to get to that point.
Yes, well, he talked to me before I came out of the closet, so he didn't know I was gay at the time. But I've just been recommended for the priesthood by lots of senior clergy and felt that, you know, that felt like my vocation personally from God, you know. So it's just quite sad that...
You've had to give up on that.
Yeah, well, the Church of England really needs young priests, and I think lots of us feel the same way, you know, that the LGBT rights issue is a deal breaker for us. So if we want to see young people in the pews, I think we need to see young people in the priesthood to kind of encourage that younger audience. But this LGBT issue is really blocking that. I call it a stained glass ceiling.
Yeah. So you've given up on your dream to help others. Do you think it ever will change? I mean, obviously the Church of England have got this public statement that they've come out with and they will stick to, saying that the LGBTQ community are very much part of the church. But do you think actions will ever follow those words? How long is it going to take?
I do think that, and really the book is a book of hope, and it's a book about wanting to make a difference from the inside of the church. So I'm staying in the church. I'm not going to go forward for priesthood until I feel it's safe, which for me would be when they allow same-sex marriage and when priests are allowed to enter same-sex marriages themselves. But yeah, the book is really a book of hope, saying actually you can face your fears, you can fight these big giants, and you can live a life of peace and authenticity. The book's called Undivided, and for me it's about bringing faith and sexuality together. For me, they've been at war my whole life. They caused me a lot of mental and physical health issues, which I talk about. But I believe that, not only for me, but also the church worldwide, we can unite this issue. And on, you know, being gay and Christian, we can become undivided.
Well, Vicky, thank you very much for coming in and tell us a snapshot of your story. As you said, the book is out now.
It is.
Vicky, thank you so much. Great to see you as always.
Thanks for having me.